powerful Black History event. Our next Hot Topics luncheon will be on March 26th, and we'll focus on understanding current healthcare options and what proposed plans could mean to all of us. On March 31st, we will be celebrating our centennial, not just of the League of Women Voters, but of women's right to vote. It's going to be at the Lake Mary Event Center. And what we've really tried to do, because this is so important, is we've managed to keep the cost down and give you more based on our survey results from last year. We listened to you. So first of all, the center is extremely accessible. There's plenty of parking, and for $60 you're going to get a sit-down dinner and your wine included. And I'm telling you, we probably should be charging more, but this is in a sense our gift to all of us for reaching this milestone. We have a couple of events in April. We're going to be partnering with Valencia College's Peace and Justice Institute for a program called Votes for All. And then later in April, we're going to be having our Harvard case study presentation from the teacher that we nominated and who then went to Harvard to learn and bring back to other civics teachers in Seminole County. So that's going to be interesting. And I just wanted to, as a final thing, do we need any updates on census?
Of course! Me, an opportunity to talk? Yes, ma'am. Okay, thanks to Sue Cullicutt, through her relationship with the library board, we are able to get bookmarks placed in all the libraries in Seminole County to remind people to be involved with the census. And our wonderful Palm Beach County League has volunteered to modify it with our information. It's their bookmark, modify it with our information, print it, and send it to us. So that's really, really nice. As many of you may know, some of you may not, we decided to put our census efforts into traditionally underserved and undercounted communities. To that end, thanks to Betty and Hillard, they have done an amazing job contacting influencers in these communities as well as religious institutions. A letter has gone out to all these folks with a follow-up call, and they're doing their first presentation this Saturday. Yay! We also have an opportunity to do some outreach with Hispanic voters through one of the local religious institutions in March. We're very grateful for that. I do want to ask you, however, if anybody has good relationships or no influencers in the Hispanic community, we are woefully short on that kind of information. So if you know anyone, Hispanic community, because they are also traditionally undercounted. An important thing to remember is there is a recent work from the Pew Center, statistical work, that says over 80% of the people in this country think there is a citizenship question on the census. There is not. So when you talk to people about the census, they do not have to be a citizen. If you call the Census Bureau, for the first time it's going to be online, but you can also call. You can send in a paper copy, and finally in late April, enumerators will come to your door if you've not used any of those responses. There are 59 different languages available via the phone. It's quite remarkable. So no one, I'm sure there's some languages out there that are spoken that we don't have in the country, but it's really terrific that all these languages are going to be available. The other thing I wanted you to be aware, when you talk to people about the census, children must be counted. They are also traditionally an undercounted population. People think that their kids don't count, but in fact they do count. I like my fancy notes here. Okay. We have handouts available. If you know of a meeting that's going on that is consistent with our strategy, which is the underserved, undercounted communities, we'd be happy to send you a packet on these materials. And one other important thing, I may have said it already, is that you do not have to be a citizen. Does everybody know there's $1.5 trillion over the next 10 years from the federal government that will be dispensed based on the survey results, which affects hospitals, schools, roads, everything that is important to most communities. So just keep that in mind. If you have any questions, Sue Tatum, SUETATUM @me.com. Thanks, appreciate it.
Thank you, Sue.
Oh, I forgot. I have some handouts available here. Just a few copies if you want to take them with you. Okay, there you go.
All right, so now I think we are at our point of drawing, Betty.
Yeah.
So, can you,
I think John has something.
what, okay, go ahead, John.
Yes, what Sue said is correct. I'm on the Seminole County Complete Count Committee, I'm vice chair. All the cities, the county, the school board, Seminole State have all done proclamations. If you go on the various websites, they have the census information there. And like Sue said, like $2,000 a person that's counted, that comes back to the county from Washington, for the schools, the cities, community development grants and all that. And everybody counts, and if you're concerned about this, your information getting out, there's a 72-year freeze that none of that can get out. And if any census enumerator gives out the information, they can wind up in jail. And the last thing, after you don't fill out your forms or there'll be a census taker coming around starting in May, and if you're not home and you don't want your neighbor to give you information, you better answer your census. So it's important for this county. And I'll give you one little statistic. In 1950, the population of Seminole County was right at 25,000. The number we're using today is 462,000 people in Seminole County. So you can see how the county's grown. And I know this because I was born and raised here. I can remember this area was nothing but boondocks out here. So it's grown, we're continuing to growing, and we need the money coming back to here instead of going somewhere else. Thank you, Sharon.
Okay, thanks, John.
Since it's related, does DHS have any potential access to census data?
No.
Don't think so.
No. There's two security systems that John said. One security system is that it is illegal to release any of the information for 72 years.
That's one side.
And the other thing they're doing this year, which is everything's controversial, right? So they're electronically fuzzing the data so that it would be impossible to hack and get an individual's information. The controversial part of fuzzing the data is there are some that believe that the tiny, tiny towns like in Alaska and some of the territories will be eliminated from the census. So those are the two security avenues that are available, right, John?
Yeah.
That's it.
Good.
Okay. Okay, Betty.
I got